Well, if we have heard of this song, Kakai Shiraginile Nandalala. If you look at the crow, shouldn't the black hue in the crow remind you of the black hue of Krishna? So birds were very associated with Krishna. Where do I see birds? Birds become the earrings for Yashoda. So this one painting symbolizes motherhood, Vatsalyam. There is Purandaradasa, Papanasam Shivan, Vedanta Deshika, and what more? The beautiful colors. So, in fact, this was the portrait for one of my depictions of Raghavane Talelu album in 2011. This was maybe older than that, but it's such a beautiful depiction of Yashoda and Krishna. Now, we go to another beautiful painting. People who have known Keshav for years and who have had the bhagyam of having coffee at his house and looking at this beautiful painting in his working place will be reminded of this beautiful depiction of Krishna. Let's see how Krishna operates here. This is a depiction of Krishna. This needs a lot of explanation. I'll go part by part. At the top, you've got the Prabhai, like how you have for most of the temples. Then, Krishna is always surrounded by the bovine race, cattle, the cow and the calves. Now, there is Hanuman and Garuda. Sir, Hanuman and Garuda, when did they come into picture? Yes, in Mahabharatam, during the times of Krishna and Pandavas, in Saugandhika Parvam, Hanuman is found during the times of Krishna, who blesses Bhima and later becomes the emblem in Krishna's chariot, in Arjuna's chariot. So, Kapidhvajaha says Bhagavad Gita. Where is Garuda? Melappin Vinadai Shiruvan Chiragennum Melappin Kil Varuvanai Vrindavanate Kandome tells Andal. One girl asks the other, where can I spot Krishna? Wherever Garuda is flying and under its shade, Krishna shall be walking. Vinadai Siruvan Siragennum Melappin Kil Varuvanai Vrindavanate Kandome. So you have Krishna. Now, in Krishna, you have got the lotus like eyes. Something very peculiar. Sir, we just thought there was one peacock feather. Why so many peacock feathers? Vedanta Deshika says, Adharahita charu vamshanalaha makuta lambi mayura pinchamalaha. Pincha, mayura pincha, the feather of peacock, was strung together to make a huge mala. And Krishna tied it around his head, says Deshika. So while I was discussing one day with Keshav, the one person, one personality, one great Mahanubhava who reminded me of this was Kanchi Paramacharya. So when the Vilvamala used to be given to him, he just used to drape it around his head and then a part of it will flow. So for him it was Vilvamala, here we have Pinchamala. So you've got such a Pinchamala coming on either sides and extending itself. And you see, Chandra Suryaucha Netre. Kadir Madiyam Pol Mugattan. On either sides, can you see Surya and Chandra? Chandra Surya Ucha Netre, Kadir Madiyam Pol Mugattan, Tingalum Adittanum எழுந்தார் Pol. Now, let us go to the magnification of small elements in this one portrait. On the left at the top, you find Pranavam Namaha Bhagavate Vasudevaya, which is Dwadasakshari, which is Dhruva. So Dhruva was the one who propagated this mantram, so he's there. Next to it is Prahlada, who keeps telling Hari, 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 and then internalizes Ashtaksharam. Then you see Andal, thinking of the same Krishna, Kurai Vondrumillai, she mentions in the 28th Pasuram, which is found below that. Then next to it is Vedanta Deshika, whose verse Adharahita charu vamshanala makutalambi mayura pinchamala harinila shila vibhanga nila pratibhasantu mama antimaf prayane. Deshika says that I envision my last final journey to be in such a way where a little boy who appears like a sapphire broken out of a beautiful sapphire mountain, who's resplendent and radiant, holds his lotus-like fingers with that of mine and takes me along the path of light to Vaikuntham. So he wants Krishna to be his companion to Vaikuntham. That is why Vedanta Deshika is found. Coming to the second row on the left, we have Meera. And below that is Moreto Giridhar Gopal Dusuro na Koi. So Meera had the same Krishna Bhakti. Next to that is Arjuna, for whom Krishna says, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. Kedaikadadu Kittinal Yogam Kedaitadu Tanginal Kshemam. Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. Have your LIC policy soon. And then To the end in that row is Narada, who keeps telling Narayana, Narayana. So, all these devotees of Krishna that he could think of at that moment have come into one portrait. So, you'll have to really zoom to understand what he has thought. Now, in the same painting, we come across Chakram and Shankam. But they look like two people, sir, not like weapons, because Agama Shastram calls them Ayudha Purusha. If they were just weapons, why will we have a Sannidhi for the weapon? He is Ayudha Purusha. Is it corroborated with our iconography in temples? Yes. In the 6th century Gupta period, which is a beautiful stone temple in Devgarh in Uttar Pradesh, which is a Dashavatara temple, an Agamic temple, you see the depiction of Ranganatha, of Seshashayana Swami. There you see Brahma at the top, Shanmukha coming in peacock, Indra coming in the elephant Airavata, then Brahma coming in Hamsavahanam, Lakshmi below, and just below you find 5 men from the left and 1 lady. Immediately people will say Pancha Pandavas and Draupadi. No, they are the Ayudha Purushas. The one who's standing like this in the temple is Chakram, because Chakram is the one who says, I will listen to you that very minute. So he's standing like a kinkara. Then there is another person who's keeping his arm here, telling I'm Sharanga, the bow. Then there is another one who's holding the Nandakam. He's taking the sword out of the scabbard. And then you see a lady. So who's that lady? She's Gada, Kaumodaki. Because Gada in Sanskritam is Strilingam. The temple sculptor thought it is better to keep her as a lady. So Gada, Uma, Ramya, Gada, feminine gender. So she's a lady. So Ayudha Purushas have been shown in architecture. That is depicted by Keshav. Next, look at the way he has tied the vastram. We will be wondering, it looks a bit looser. He could have tightened it, because for a person who uses the Tulika, there is a Shastram, person who paints. He has to depict dress in such a way that people later can see it and use the similar knot to tie. See, if it is tied completely, you won't know which side has gone which cloth. Now, if you see this, you will know how to drape your vastram as well. You don't need a YouTube video to actually help you. Here is a painting that shows you how you have to put that vastram. And look at the colors. How beautiful they are. In the rarest of our dreams, have you ever seen the bluest and the black hued coming with red and yellow? They will be an eyesore. But it looks so beautiful here. So probably colors too need to reach the right pencil and the brush. And finally, Krishna tells, with so many devotees around me and such devout people listening, I can just tell you one thing, Arjuna. Through you, I shall tell to the audience of Shastra Satsang. Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Surrender only to me. Aham tva sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami. I shall grant you moksham and take away all the sanchita karma so that you will be left only with a little prarabdham to experience. You have that shlokam, the 66th verse of the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita called Charama Shlokam, also depicted. So this is one painting that has taken parts and parts and parts. If